Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
I'm going to make a promise to all of our listeners this week. Not going to talk about my dick.
You just mentioned it.
Oh, damn it.
You just lost the game.
I tried.
Does that mean we're not allowed to talk about your dick either? Because there's quite a few things I'll just cross off my list right now, if that's the case.
Oh, I just said I wasn't. I didn't say you couldn't. No, I think I've spoken about my dick a lot lately.
Look, aside from this link that we're doing now, we may not actually have any genital news this week, which is, kind of, it's off-brand.
Burn a lot of it last week.
We burned a lot of it,
yeah. What do we have this week? What do we got coming up for the listeners?
Well, I started watching that Mythic Quest.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So did I.
What'd you think?
I don't know what you guys are seeing in it.
No, really?
Huh.
It's missing the mark for me.
How many have you watched?
Okay.
I'm up to the weird jump back episode where they're making that game in the past.
Dark Quiet Death.
Yeah. Actually, I just watched that as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about halfway through that one, and then I went, oops, got to record. But no, I think I don't know what it is. I think it's missing the mark. I understand what it's trying to do, but I don't know, just things like, oh, this is this huge game, MMO that everyone's playing, and we've got 2 testers.
I was going to say, maybe you just know a little too much about the world it's trying to use.
And I think
as
that
its
might
platform.
be it.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean,
and when
not that you're wrong, but they do have more testers, just not on that floor, and you will learn that if you keep watching. But I mean, that's not the point. Not the point.
There's also things like,
because you're not
I don't
wrong.
know,
it's not
everything
realistic.
Moves. Yeah, nothing's really like the thing moves very quickly.
Sure.
And there was also one thing, Brad, where he's the money man who wants to get like all loot crates and everything into the game, and then he meets someone. They're trying to get a streamer to come on board.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then the streamer just starts talking about like points on the back end and all this stuff, and he just freezes and goes, "I don't understand money," pretty much, and just I don't know, just things like that take me out of it.
He wanted a gritty drama about game development.
Yeah, that's
and this
right.
is just a
Well, no, it just seemed weird. You've got this person who's like very money focused and all of this, and then someone says something which I understand, and they don't, and then they freeze.
But that was the joke, right? That was
it's a comedy.
The joke was they're so old school they don't even know that they're behind what a 14-year-old vlogger knows about finances.
Oh, and the other thing, when they show cutscenes of games,
yes.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make it like this is our game, and oh, that's the contender. I'm sort of like I'm looking at. I know what game that is, and that's not an MMO.
Yeah, but I don't
like
think
they show a lot of stuff from For Honor, and
because it's the Ubisoft financed it. I don't think they are trying to show that it's Mythic Quest, are they? I think they're just showing clips from.
No, there was one thing they were showing like the rival contender, and it was just clips from the game For Honor, and that brings me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to like it, but I don't know. I think things like Silicon Valley and stuff do it better.
It's similar in tone to Silicon Valley, that's for sure. But I really liked this. First 10 minutes of the first episode, I wasn't sure, but it didn't take me long. I think this is really good. And it has an Australian in it, so that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
And as I've always said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, even when it's wrong.
Matt, I've just watched that episode.
Yes.
Slow Quiet Death. And, mate, if Marriage Story is nominated for an Academy Award, then that episode should also be nominated alongside it, because it is the marriage story of the television genre, and fuck me, was that great.
It's just got so many moments in it that I'm just like, oh, it's so true. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't want this to be a spoiler for Luke. I know he's watching it, so I won't be specific. But there's a scene where they're talking about, when it's later on, and she's putting the flowers in the torch, and he's getting the shits with her, and it's just like, it's basically like all the stuff he used to like about it. He's just like, oh, I'm just sick of it all.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, oh god, that's so like that just
like it was cute and endearing to begin with, but now come on, grow a little.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Stop
that relationship stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's so real, but the other side of it, the professional side of it too. Like I think if I'd watched that episode when I was 20 and I was really idealistic in terms of like fucking career focus and all of that stuff, I would have sided with different characters in that episode than what I actually did this time around as a like completely jaded 40-year-old man who like wants out of his industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
I feel like the whole show picked up after that. Like,
well, I haven't watched past then, so
okay.
I love the copywriter.
Yeah.
F. Murray Abraham's character. So he's amazing. He is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what this show could have done with that would have made it better.
Tits.
If that had been something that was being released weekly, so that I had time to get feedback and then grow it a little bit more.
You just want to go back to your fucking episodics, don't you?
I do. Like, that's how I'm watching Picard, and I'm loving it.
I still haven't checked out Picard.
No, I haven't either. I should do that.
They swear in it.
Oh.
Damn.
Warp 1 and fucking engage.
Make it so, cunts.
That's it, exactly.
I'd watch that for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Tarantino has said he is probably not going to make a Star Trek now, which makes me a little bit sad.
What happened with that?
He just changed his fucking mind, I guess. Or maybe he saw that Picard was basically what he was going to do with it.
Yeah. Or maybe they said, okay, here's a list of things you can't do in it. And he was like, well, fucking, all right.
Yeah.
That's my entire script.
Yeah. He's like, I have to be able to say this word. All the characters can say this word.
Yeah. There are several characters who are very racist, and they need to be able to say these things.
Yeah.
He gets away with just saying a lot of stuff.
He does. I'm not quite sure why he does. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, he probably can't play the characters that say those words anymore like he used to.
He says it in interviews.
Does he?
I've seen, yeah.
Recently?
No, not like, I mean, he's using it to discuss it. He's not calling people racial slurs. But
you're not even supposed to do that now.
No, that's what I'm saying.
There's a college professor somewhere in America. I can't remember, Boston U or somewhere like that.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
This week.
Yeah. This week?
Yeah, this week or last week, somebody got called a boomer. Him, I guess.
Yeah.
And he told the class not to use slurs like that because calling an older person a boomer is just like calling people of color the N-word. And
no, it's not.
And he's been.
I don't know. I agree with that, but
no, I don't agree with it either.
But he wasn't calling anybody the N-word, so I
correct. He was using it in context, and he's been asked to leave. Yeah, so
fucking hell.
Should have known better. Fucking boomer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Dude, you can't say that. We have to beep this podcast now. He uses it in context in interviews, and I guess it's Quentin Tarantino. It's like he's got enough. I think he's got enough
beyond that.
cred. Everyone knows that he's not racist, so he's allowed. He gets
doesn't seem racist, does he? For a man who likes to use the N-word as much as he does, for some reason he seems really unracist.
Yeah.
Something. Do we have a jingle for racism news? I feel we probably have somewhere in the past, but anyway, I've got some other.
Yeah. I think we do, but I don't know that we should.
But we can't play it. Fair enough. No. Fair enough. Yeah, our podcast has come a long way in the 10 years it's been on air.
Yes, definitely. If we haven't grown, it has.
Yeah, it's leading the way for us to catch up and grow along with it. I read an article this week that said Australia have just passed a law saying they can no longer deport Aborigines, and I didn't know they could before.
No, where this sounds weird, but where it's come from, it's not like they're just people born here and they're deporting them. This is people who have Aboriginal blood, but they're not born in Australia.
Okay. So if you were, say, born on one of the Pacific Islands or even New Zealand.
This was someone who was born in New Zealand, never been to Australia, but had an Australian mother who was also Aboriginal.
Right.
Committed crimes overseas and then was trying to move to Australia.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a complex case to begin with.
it is. And that's where they went, no, you can't come here. And then,
Right. Now they changed the law so that they can't deny a person. Like if this guy's a serial killer. I mean, I know this is an extreme example, but they're saying because his mum was Aboriginal, he has to come and live here now? Or not here. I don't live there anymore, but... I don't know. This sounds very complicated.
I don't know all the details.
I mean, it sounds kind of like the deal they've got going in Israel, right? Like, if you can trace Jewish heritage, you can go to Israel. You can live there.
Okay.
Then, it probably does sound a bit the same.
But I don't know what it is. I mean, in terms of serial killers, Matt, specifically. But
I know. I'm sorry. It was an odd example.
No. But it's not. It's only an extreme example because it hasn't come up yet. But it could come up. And even if you say it's not a serial killer, what if you just say they're a fucking compulsive shoplifter? We don't want that, do we?
Well, that's what I would have thought too. But then I read this sentence, and it's right. The way that they word this, I go, okay. Australia's highest court today ruled Tuesday the government can't deport Aboriginal people as part of its policy of ridding the country of foreign criminals. It sounds so the way they word that just sounds like, okay.
But I love it too. It's like we want to rid the country of foreign criminals, and we really want to rid the country of the Aboriginal people too. But unfortunately, we can't.
That's the way they've tried to write it. It's a bit clickbaity, I think. But it's not actually that. It's to try and stop people from coming in. Well,
that's the thing. It is clickbaity, but this is Time magazine. This is a Time website. What is going on with the fucking news industry? Honestly,
you need clickbait, otherwise people don't click on it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate thing.
Certainly sounds like a more complicated issue than we're qualified to discuss.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Is there any other Australian constitutional law that we can discuss?
There's this one that interested me this week. Australia, I feel like, kind of gets the tech giants. It calls them out on some stuff that I feel like other countries.
This one I actually quite like.
I found this quite interesting too.
So there's a dentist in Australia, in Melbourne in particular, who got left a 1-star review on Google by a basically anonymous person, just using like a pseudonym because you don't have to use your real name. Mm-hmm. Left them a 1-star review that now I can't see the review, so I don't know if it's been removed.
And I want to know what's in the review because for him to go to this level of trying to find out who it is, it must have been pretty scathing.
Well, I've actually seen this like in real life examples where I've looked up. I forget what I was looking up. I think it might have been a lawn care service, right? I was trying to get quotes to see how much it would cost to get someone to mow my lawn. For the record, more than I want to pay because I have a big lawn. So
that's fair.
Not happening.
I'll do it for you when I move there.
Get yourself a ride on, man.
I should do that. Well, I got a lawnmower that walks itself. Like
it's not a ride on though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Could you ride it?
Could I ride it while you pushed it?
Yeah,
probably. Probably.
All right.
But someone left one of the companies like a 1-star review and said, I had Ted came around and he was garbage and did a shit job, and then there was just this kind of really polite response from the company saying, we're pretty sure you've made a mistake. Nobody called Ted works here. I don't know who you are, but we don't work in fucking Massachusetts, which is where this person said they live. Yeah. We're a Rhode Island company. Can you please remove this fucking review, this 1-star review? Like we did not do any work for you. You've made a mistake.
Yeah.
And so
maybe that's why it was the 1-star because they never showed up.
Yeah, it could be. But this dentist in Melbourne,
job if you don't show up.
This dentist in Melbourne got left a 1-star review. He's now won, I think. I don't know how court works, but this article makes it seem like the court has decided Google has to reveal the identity of the reviewer, so that I guess this guy can talk to him.
He's looking to. The dentist is looking to basically talk to him or take him to court for defamation.
Yeah, I think it's because of libel laws, and I think
all right. So it's not even about getting the review removed because Google can just do that.
He's saying this could be a rival company trying to sabotage me, or it could be an ex-employee just trying to get back at me, and I have a right to know so that I can sue them. So,
and that's why with things like with reviews and stuff, I think there should be some that you should. It shouldn't be something where you can hide behind stuff that you're just an anonymous.
This is a tricky area though because there's something to be said about the anonymity of the internet giving a voice to the voiceless. I don't know whether reviews of dentists falls under that umbrella.
Yeah, I don't think it falls under that.
But it is a bigger conversation.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't apply in this one case. But then, what about if you're a dentist in a like a repressive country?
Yeah,
and like you need to be able to call out your dentist for some reason. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's not a dentist; it's the president.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah,
we're not saying that if everything he put in the review was factual, then you can't. There's no issue.
Well, that depends on where. Again, that's because you're living in Australia. Whereas, I think what we're getting at is if you're in, say, Iran or somewhere, right, and you need to speak out, and you can't because they will literally kill you,
cut your head off. Yeah.
Yes, then you need to be anonymous. That like those kind of scenarios.
But we're not affected by those scenarios. Unfortunately. Fortunately.
Whoa. Yeah, no, we're not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, only because I know in the past, Luke, you've said everybody should just always be forced to use their real name on the internet.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying is, no. It's all right for you.
You don't have to use your real name, but you just have to be able to be identified, like in this case.
But that's exactly what we're saying. And also this, I mean, I guess this doesn't really apply to a guy who left a bad review for a dentist. It's just that whole privacy question is that, yeah, this is all very well and good in Australia or in the US even, I would say. But in other countries, you need to be able to be anonymous.
I'm talking about Australia and America and stuff like that. Not
but
because that's where.
But if they're on Twitter and like Google as well, I get what you're saying, but like, how do you enforce that if you have people who need to be anonymous for their own safety, for example?
Okay. Every country has their own personal internet.
Let me spin this, right?
Sure.
Let me spin this. A guy in Melbourne goes to a dentist.
Yeah.
The dentist pulls out all his teeth and says, if you write a fucking review, I'm going to come to your house and fucking kill you.
I'll put them back in and I'll pull them out again.
Yeah. And that guy goes home and he's like, I want to write a review, but I'm going to need to write it anonymously because otherwise he'll know it's me.
You go to the police. That's past the point of writing a bad review for someone.
You got to start at the beginning. Fair process.
You want some science news?
Absolutely.
To get us off this topic, some
the Earth is flat.
He wants what?
The Earth is flat. That's science news.
Yeah, sort of.
Gravity's a lie.
Sort of.
Space is a lie.
Space is no space.
Space is a lie.
I found this interesting in Natural History News today. In America, in the Pacific Northwest, Matt. Where is that for people
Pacific
like
Northwest
us?
is Seattle.
Okay, yeah, right. So up there was a species of crow that got separated by climate from the same species, and the two species evolved differently. And then, when they got back together, they fucked each other so much, they devolved back into the same species again.
That's funny. So wait, I guess from dead ones, they figured that out because they wouldn't be around anymore, right?
I guess so.
That is interesting.
You can see the evolution of smaller animals much clearer than you can with larger animals because they have more generation cycles more quickly.
Yeah. I saw a tweet, and I don't know. I still like to hope it was a joke, but I don't think it was. But it was a tweet from somebody that said, non-ironically, if we evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys?
Yeah.
And I saw a bunch of people going, yep, that's true. That's a good point.
That's good all point, I need to know about it.
It's like, no, it's not
They're
a good
the same
point.
people who think Earth is flat.
It's not a good point. We didn't evolve from monkeys. We have a common ancestor. I'm like, fucking hell.
I just don't engage on that level.
I didn't engage. I just read it and then got sad.
I'm just like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So there's no such thing as monkeys. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so. It's like unicorns. I mean, have you ever seen a monkey in real life?
I saw a little cartoon the other day that was. I've seen a lot of fucking monkeys, Matt.
I was going to say, so have I.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
But were they animatronic? How would you know?
But you know what I haven't seen, Matt? I haven't seen a species in transition. I haven't seen a species that started evolving out of one thing and started evolving into another thing.
Never seen a human with a tail.
Yes, I've never seen a fucking platypus with a fucking elephant trunk on it.
Debunked.
Science wrong.
Yeah.
There's our clickbait title.
I've actually started watching someone new on YouTube recently, which is where I get my flat Earth news from.
Stop it.
Do we have a jingle for flat Earth news? Is there any flat Earth news? Are there updates?
But no, this is someone who's debunking all the flat Earth people.
Oh, it's not. Is it Mick West?
You've changed.
No, it's
sides.
Simon Dan.
Okay.
But yeah, he's someone who goes in, and I actually quite like it, because if this is why all flat Earth people agree with themselves, because they're only getting their information from each other, and they should regurgitate these.
YouTube in particular makes it so much worse, because if you look up,
you can make something sound like a documentary.
Yeah, and the way the algorithm works, right? If you start out looking at, say, you go, why do planes leave trails behind them? And you look up contrails, and you're like, what are contrails? And it's like, oh, it's just the engines have condensation in them, and yada yada yada. It's just clouds, basically. It's just making clouds by accident when the plane goes through.
But then the related video,
and then it auto plays the next video, which is like, the government's spraying shit on you. And then you go, oh god,
does not take long to get there.
And if you don't believe it means you've already breathed it in.
But that's why I like finding this one. Like, so he goes in and he'll show the videos, and then he'll go through and explain why they're full of shit.
But why do you need to... This is what I don't get. Why is the burden of proof on this guy to debunk something that like 99% of people know is a ridiculous...
Yeah.
Because stuff like that, people are making more flat Earth videos than people are making stuff
round Earth videos.
Earth is round.
Yeah, but they're not making round Earth videos because the Earth is round.
Round Earth.
Like, it's not a movement we're trying to start.
No.
Like, for example, and I'm not knocking this guy because clearly he's on the side of good, but is he trying to convert people who already think the Earth is flat, or is he just...
He's calling people out.
Okay.
To go, basically, he's trying to, he's trying to bring people back. He's just trying to make people don't be stupid. And if all you do is, if you watch people who tell you the Earth is flat, you will eventually start to believe them because
I don't know about
they come up with their own experiments.
Okay.
And
the thing with it, it's the same as all the conspiracy theories, is that because the internet, and like I said, YouTube shows you all these videos, so and it's just so many videos now that you go, well, there's quite a lot of evidence here, isn't there? All these videos. I don't see any round Earth videos. But then the truth of it is it's like 0.1% of people, probably not even, but they just make a lot of videos. Like, it's same with 9/11 conspiracies. Like, they wanted to, people say, they wanted to reopen the case. And then overwhelmingly, it was voted against. But the 0.001% that voted for a reinvestigation are so vocal about it that it seems like a lot of people are talking about it because there's a lot of people in the world.
But that's the whole climate of the way that information travels in the world now. It's just this like vocal minority.
Yep. And they find each other because of the internet now. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're into something weird, so is somebody else. Like if you were in a little village and you were into...
That's the tagline for the internet.
Yeah. Well, that's if you were like a weirdo, if you had some weird fetish or whatever, right? And you were in a village, and then you just keep your damn mouth shut about it, right?
Yeah.
And then try not to engage in it.
Yeah. But second you bring it up once and you find out not everyone is into that.
Yeah. It's like you go. I think the Earth might be flat, and everyone's like, oh, shut the fuck up. And then you're like, okay, yeah. Whereas
you find it on the internet and you go into this just sounding room where everyone's just agreeing with
Sorry,
you.
Luke, did you say sounding?
That's where Luke was the other week.
You've been in a sounding room, haven't you? I knew there was going to be dick news. I knew it.
Speaking of jingle, weird fetishes people are into.
Remember, we discussed it. I'm not into it.
Yeah. And also, there's nothing weird about it. I apologize. I didn't mean to offend anybody, any listeners who are into it. It's fine.
Yeah, anyone from small villages going, don't you guys love sounding?
Yeah.
And they're like, get on the internet.
Oh, just, if you are going to be into it, just be safe, because get infected down there.
I don't think you can wear a condom while you insert something into your urethra.
Yeah, but you want to make sure that thing going in is clean.
It's a very particular type of condom.
Mm.
I don't even know how I would describe it.
Maybe
but I'm sure you can imagine what it would.
The guy who's fucking you in the dick wears the condom.
We said we weren't going to do this, and we did it. We've
whoa! I did. What?
Well, it's not news, I guess. We are talking about. Yeah, right. I didn't mean sounding each other. I meant talking about
like
genitals.
Don't wait till you're halfway inside my dick before you start talking about it, Matt. The discussion comes first.
I forget. Did I say I wasn't going to talk about dicks, or did I say I wasn't going to talk about my dick?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Can we talk about Corey Feldman's dick?
Oh. What's his dick been up to?
We're about to find out.
Yes. 2-3 years ago, when the Michael Jackson documentary Leaving Neverland came out and exposed Michael Jackson as the child fucking pedophile he was,
allegedly,
Corey Feldman came out and said, "Oh, Corey Haim, my friend, was also raped as a child, and if you give me $10 million, I'll tell you who did it." So, he's made his $10 million, and now he's got a doco coming out where he's apparently going to name drop.
I feel for Corey Feldman because I mean, clearly he was abused when he was a child actor. Like, no one's denying that. I know a lot of young actors were. I think Alex Winter recently came out and said that he was also abused when he was a child actor.
Was he?
That's apparently so, and that's fucking horrible. And that shit needs to fucking stop if it's still going on, which it probably is. Unfortunately,
it's scary that it's. Is sort of still going on because remember one of the kids from Stranger Things,
right? Really,
I believe he had to fire someone who
it's true, his agent or somebody.
Yeah.
Well, stop it, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, who's like, I love working with kids. It's great. I molest one. Like, just fucking don't.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Not hard. Just don't do it.
On the internet, talk about it with other fucking freaks.
So while I do feel for Corey Feldman, I don't know that this whole thing is really
going to help him
above board because I think clearly he's suffered, and so I don't know that he handles these things the way that he should because this all screams publicity stunt, which doesn't help his case, so to speak, because he's been saying for years, I know the names of all the child molesters in Hollywood.
And if you give me enough money, I'll name names.
I'm going to just keep giving me money and I'll say the names. And it's
you know who agrees with you, Matt? You know who agrees? Corey Haim's mum, who was come out and said, if you know who raped my son, just fucking tell me.
Yes.
I need $10 million.
I mean, maybe he needs the money and that's why he's doing this, but it just seems like too grifty, you know? Like,
So the film... which is called My Truth, right? Is going to play once. It's a pay-per-view
That's what I mean.
Event, and then it will never be screened again.
So it'll just be on the internet, obviously, because that's not how things work these days. It will be available.
Yeah, well, that's right. Because I'm not going to pay $20 to watch this, and I don't want to watch this at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Because he just filmed this himself on a camcorder. I don't know if it's going to be worth the $20.
So the thing is,
what even is this?
It's called in big letters "Truth" in capitals. The rape of the two Coreys, right? Mm-hmm. But then before "truth" in little lowercase letters in brackets is the word "my." So it becomes "My Truth," not just "truth," which I assume lawyers had to tell him he was obliged to include.
Yeah.
Every
you can't just say this is the truth.
It's like the way we do it. It's just every 10 seconds his lawyer pops up on the screen and says, allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's right.
Allegedly.
But man, this trailer looks like he made it on iMovie. Maybe the guy does need $10 million.
Well, look, if we don't know what's in this yet. I mean, I'll watch it if it's available to watch. I'm not going to pay for it, and otherwise, I'm sure there's going to be articles about it the second that it airs. So, I mean, we'll all learn what he has to say in it.
Yeah. Who else is predicting that he doesn't actually name any names?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my prediction. Yeah.
And then if that's the case, I feel like he's about to do a lot of damage potentially because, like, as I said, I believe that some horrible shit did happen, and if he's just going to fuck around, he's not helping. You know what I mean? Like, it's not not a good look. I don't know if it's.
I agree, but then at the same time, he's not going to do his reputation any damage because everyone already thinks he's a bit of a loser.
That's why this whole thing is so sad. Like, because, I just don't know. Because, like, I feel bad
I used to love this guy's movies. Like, The Goonies. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's one of my favourite films. Like...
Meatballs Fall.
Well, I would... Sure.
It's very specific. I love that you know the one he was in.
Luke went back and watched all the Meatballs recently, remember?
Mm-hmm. Meatballs Fall is the water skiing one.
Oh, okay. Don't know.
the classic water skiing Meatballs movie,
Yeah, I think Meatballs 3 is, I think there's a ghost. Meatballs 2, there's an alien.
No.
What?
It's possible I've only ever seen the first one, and that was 30 years ago. Maybe I need to go back and watch
these as well.
They are all very different movies.
I probably won't. I might watch Revenge of the Nerds again.
Oh. With the famous rape scene.
Yeah.
Oh, is there? Maybe I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene in it. The nerd wears a mask pretending to be this guy's girlfriend and has sex with her.
Oh. Yeah,
girl's boyfriend.
Right. That's not okay.
Like it's literally rape, and it's celebrated in the film like as a victory for the nerds.
Like he gets high fives when he comes out. Yeah,
he's like, tricked her into having sex with me. I remember watching it like I don't know a few years back and being like, oh no.
Yeah, I think any movies from the 2010s and back just can't be watched anymore. They have any kind of male-female sexual politics.
Yeah,
well, even Animal House has the whole big joke is the statutory rape part.
Yeah, sure. Well, we've talked about Police Academy with the the gay bar where they just rape any man that comes in.
Anyone who walks in is consenting to be anally raped.
Yeah, and then people have argued, but you don't see what happens. Maybe they were just dancing. No, it's the whole point of it.
That's what they were implying. That's the whole joke, unfortunately.
The
80s, very different time.
It doesn't matter what they showed. The joke is very clear. Even potentially my favorite film of all time, Blade Runner, has some questionable stuff.
Is so rapey. That scene is so rapey.
And I mean, it's sort of intentional, but it's still like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, I know. But also, in real life, he fucking hated her, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. They did not get along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Sean Young
there's that layer to it
Harrison
as well.
Ford. Yeah. But yeah, there's the
Welcome
scene where
to our comedy podcast.
He won't let Rachel leave. And then it's like, well, she's just an android. But then it's like, oh, it's still a bit creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into the what are you allowed to rape territory. You know what I mean, Matt?
We have a jingle for that.
I think we should just all agree you're not allowed to rape anyone or anything.
Yeah, that seems good. That seems like a good rule.
Mm-hmm. Can I change direction again?
Please.
Because I feel we've gotten into another dead end here. All right.
Yeah, we do have some Roman Polanski news, but maybe we'll leave that for the after party.
Yeah, maybe we should. That's a little tease, guys. If you want to, if you want, let's not make that the incentive to donate to the Patreon.
Let's talk about what's something fun we can talk about.
How about Gerard Butler will be carrying the Olympic torch for a portion of the Olympic torch relay in 2020 where? Fucking Sparta.
Is it normal for them to get a celebrity to do this?
Yeah. I mean, it is, but they're usually fucking athletes, right?
Yeah.
They're usually past Olympians.
Right.
No, I think they do sort of get celebrities and town mayors and the local kid that won a competition. It's a sort of mix of everything.
Yeah, that's fair. Or did Gerard Butler win a competition, did he?
Maybe he's the mayor of Sparta.
He was elected in a landslide after they watched the movie. Like,
what is Sparta now? Like, what town or city is where Sparta is?
I have no idea.
I mean, it sounds like Sparta. Like Sparta Mayor Petros Doukas, which is the Greekest name I've ever seen written on a website.
Here we go. Sparta, also known as Lacedaemon, was an ancient Greek city-state located in the present-day region of Greece called Laconia.
Yeah, right.
So I guess it's actually Laconia that he is going to be running this thing, because I don't actually think Sparta is a real place anymore.
I do have a question about this article, though.
Sure. I can probably answer that.
Okay. So it says, Sparta's mayor says, Hollywood A-lister. Is he still an A-lister?
That's a good question. I mean, he's in a lot of stuff, but I've not seen him be good in a lot of stuff.
That doesn't mean you're an A-lister. But he's in some expensive movies.
He is. That's what, because being in a lot of movies doesn't mean A-list. He is being expensive.
Far more prolific than he has any right to be.
I feel like the last thing I saw him in was Geostorm.
That was definitely the last thing I saw him in. And before that I can't even remember.
Sorry, to clarify, that was good, but not because of him.
When I saw Dracula 2000, I thought he was going to be the greatest actor in the world.
I'm having a look, and there's sort of nothing on his IMDb page, and there's nothing that's really jumping out at me.
Of course not. He's only in those second-tier movies. I'm
going to say he's not
studio
an
action movies.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Seems like he's famous for doing this at this point.
Yeah.
But I do like him. He's good in... What is he good in? He's good in 300, obviously.
He's good in 300, yeah.
Which he's
so good in that, he's going to get to carry a torch.
You know, my grandfather has always claimed he carried the Olympic torch, and I can't dispute it. Well, apparently he did, right, during the Melbourne Olympics in the 50s, right? But he didn't run with it. He was in the Air Force. He carried it on the plane, right, while it was being delivered, and that's not in dispute. Apparently that is real. But the story he tells, it's just too funny to be true, right? Yeah. His story is he's carrying the Olympic torch. They're on the plane, and the eternal flame goes out.
Right.
So what does he do? He reaches into his pocket. He pulls out his Zippo cigarette lighter, army issue, and he lights the eternal flame again.
See, I think it's the whole thing that they keep it lit, like even on the plane's a load of crap.
Yeah.
That seems very dangerous.
Yeah.
It certainly does. But I don't know whether it's up to the individual who's carrying it at the time to just make sure this doesn't go out. And if it does, you need to light it again at any cost.
Also make sure it doesn't burn up all the oxygen. Yeah, you need that to breathe.
Right. How you get that past security?
Yeah, and it's the 50s, so planes aren't what they are today either.
Yeah.
No, I think that's just one of those things that they tell everyone that it never goes out. That it can't be true.
Well, when I went to the Kremlin last year, they've got Lenin's tomb, right? Lenin's body is on display, and it has been ever since he died. And apparently, the body has just never decomposed. Just never has.
Well, that's not true.
And I was... Well, yeah, exactly. So I was there with a friend of mine, a Russian filmmaker who was just kind of showing me around town for the day. And they wouldn't allow anyone in. And I was like, I want to see the body. And he's like, every time you want to go in, you can't go in, right? They're doing renovations.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm like, it hasn't surely been like that all along. He's like, no, sometimes you can go in and see a body. But he's like, I think we all agree.
Oh, shit.
I think we all agree it's a different body. Yeah. He's like...
We let one person in, you wait a little bit, and then we let everybody else in. You will definitely see body. There will be a body in there. Don't you worry about it.
People with mustaches can come to the front of the line.
Yeah, you go first.
What size jacket are you? Okay.
Yeah. I imagine...
You know when you're going to go on a roller coaster and the person comes down the list going, anyone here by themselves? Anyone by themselves?
Yeah. Any loved ones? Anybody cares about you at all? Would anybody miss you, sir?
Yeah. Would anyone notice if they went inside and the body of Lenin looked suspiciously like you?
I wonder is Russia like how I imagine it in my head, or have I kind of been propagandized a little bit about Russia.
So I spent less than 2 weeks in Russia, right? And that's all you need, in my opinion.
Is the news controlled, to the degree that I imagine it probably is? Like, for example,
it is.
Could they pull it off?
Notice it is.
Could they pull it off so that it was always closed, but you believed it was only when you went there that it was closed?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they have news stories where everybody, crowds of people saw Lenin's body today. Then they have
no one's
of it.
actually ever seen it. Yeah,
exactly.
But you know what they told me though, right? When the Iron Curtain came down, in the late 80s, and the Soviet Union was no more. Basically, whatever you had, you now owned, because ownership wasn't a thing, and then suddenly it was,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
so
right,
if you were the state-appointed foreman of a factory,
Everyone's
suddenly
just
there's no
shit.
state, and now you are a factory owner.
Right.
Okay. Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, it was basically just a mad grab for stuff. It's an odd place. But I must say, I was out in the kind of wilderness, and that's exactly like what I was expecting. Moscow is a beautiful, fucking hipster, modern city, and I would go back any day.
Is. Yeah, I'm sure. I worked with a guy from Russia, and I said to him one day, I'd love to go visit. And he goes, why? I spent many years trying to leave. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
He said, go, but do not get out of the car.
Jesus.
He does.
No.
He was. Well,
I got out of the car. It was very nice. It was.
Yeah, I know. I guess
I'm sure
his
his
experience. I'm sure his experience was a little different from a tourist's. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to live there. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I have no plans to move there.
What's the internet like? That's how I judge if I'm going to move.
Yeah. Can I get gigabit internet there?
I don't think I used the internet while I was there.
We've talked before. Luke gave BioWare a final chance. They're asking for another final chance, it seems, because it's come out this week that they are redesigning Anthem.
Yeah.
They're giving it another go.
If they take our feedback that we have, I think it will do well.
Look,
let me play it by myself. Basically, that's the feedback. Let me play it by myself. Don't make me go back to the fucking city when I want to change weapons.
That's the big one. Don't let me have to go back to the city to change weapons or to start a new mission. Just let me fly around to be Iron Man.
Yeah. I guarantee, I'll be very surprised if that is not something that they're looking at.
Because I did install it a little while ago and gave it another try, and
I bought it for $5. I bought it for $5.
Insane.
Wow.
So that I could just give it another shot.
Yeah, I was sort of weird that they're going to come back and still give it another try to bring this back from the dead, because I think at the moment, if you log onto it, it's still got the Christmas events up there.
Well, that's because they're busy redesigning it. They don't have time to remove the Christmas trees, mate.
Well, if you remove the Christmas trees, there's nothing else to do in the game.
I can't decide if this is a case of not even trying or trying way too hard. It's one of the two, though.
I think the problem is there can only be so many looter shooters like this.
Yeah.
And
there's stuff about this that I liked a lot.
Yeah.
It's just, there's also some stuff about it that just ruins it. So,
and the thing is, the amount of money that goes into games nowadays, that you can't afford to have people not liking it.
Especially like BioWare is very under the microscope because they started out small, made these fucking amazing games, grew into this behemoth, got bought by EA, so they're kind of like like everybody likes to shit on EA and talk about how the game industry ruins game developers. They tend
to buy a lot of developers, and then those developers go away.
And that's what I'm saying. So every time BioWare is kind of always, everyone's looking to pick them apart because of all that. So they need to.
BioWare used to make the best single player games.
Yeah. I remember when Dragon Age 2 came out, and EA, I think wasn't that the first game they released after EA bought them? And it was a rushed fucking mess at launch. And everyone was like, here we go.
And the third Dragon's Age is even worse.
Is it? I thought it was all right. I never finished it, but...
I didn't finish it, and that's what I'm judging it on.
You couldn't slug through it.
No, and I finished the first two.
Yeah.
But
actually, with all that said, I actually didn't mind the second one. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, especially because your decisions you made in the first one carried across. And
yeah. Well, it does in the third one as well.
Yeah, but the gameplay is very different. And
although Alistair showed up, and I was like, he's dead. So, not sure how he's here, but okay.
We'll see. Well, this is still their last chance. That's why they're going back to Anthem.
So they can drag this out. Maybe that's why they're doing this.
Yep.
They've had a meeting and they said, look, Luke's given us a fucking ultimatum. We've got to make this game work or we're fucked.
Yep. And I don't think I'm wrong. Just make me Knights of the Old Republic 3.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Or just another Neverwinter Nights.
Mm-hmm. Well, Baldur's Gate 3's coming out, but it's not made by them. It's made by... Well, I mean, it wasn't... They were Black Isle, I think, at that point, weren't they? When they made the first one. But I mean, same people, but not the same people this time. Another company.
Yeah, Stadia just came out and said that's definitely coming out this year.
Yeah, I saw that, and then the developers have said, well, we didn't say that, so don't...
But Stadia needs something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got, I was in the beta for that GeForce Now, I think I mentioned a while back. It's that service where you stream the video game off a server, so you don't have to have a computer that runs it. That's come out of beta now, and they gave me because I was in the beta test, they gave me a pretty hefty discount to keep using it. So I have got that. Except not a lot of games that I want to play are supported, unfortunately. Seems like only the big ones are supported.
And that's a
I
bit
don't
of a
want to
problem.
play them. Yeah.
Like, you need to have... These days, you can't just come out, here's 20 games and away you go. No, you need to have hundreds sitting there waiting for people.
Well, Stadia's got the same problem. They don't have all of the games I want to play. And also the GeForce Now, all the Activision Blizzard games got pulled from it. So it's literally just Steam and not all of the games on Steam. Like, 20 of them.
So that's going to go away because if you don't have those big AAA titles...
And then please support good old games or something for me, please. I don't have all my games on Steam.
Would you like another game on Steam? I'll give you a code right now if you want.
Nah, it's all right.
Okay.
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
I mostly just play on my Xbox. I was just checking it out more for fun than anything. I can play Endless Space 2 on it, so that works. Civ 6 works, so there's some stuff on there.
Well, just let me know. I can give you a key if you want to try something new.
All right. Is it a good game or is it some Humble Bundle thing that you just don't want? Not to say that
it's Humble Bundle, but it's not to say I don't want it. It's the ones I already own.
I'm not disparaging games just because they're on Humble Bundle. I'm just saying if Luke doesn't want it, doesn't speak highly of the quality of the game. That's all. But
Jesus.
No, it's just most of the time I actually already own it.
Yeah.
Like King's Quest, I think I own that like 5 times.
Oh yeah, which King's Quest?
It's the whole collection.
Oh, okay.
What
Do you want
remasters?
GOG.
I'll read it right now.
I think I have it on GOG, but I mean, if one of the listeners wants
you only need it. If one of the listeners wants it, here, I'll put it in the show notes.
All right. Oh, you're not going to read it out?
Oh, I'll read it out, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so if you want the copy of King's Quest Collection, it is XNLDT8MIWO8KG5B.
Are these... Does that include the originals or just the VGA remasters?
I don't know. It says King's Quest Collection.
Not sure what
I played through the first 2 King's Quests late last year when I was they're so good. They're so great.
The third one, you can't finish without a walkthrough, I feel.
No, you absolutely cannot. It is.
I don't think it's possible.
Unfinishable.
I remember playing it as a kid, and it was just like what is the fuck?
A lot of those games were sort of impossible without knowing.
Like it was fun just wandering around, but then the wizard always came and killed me. So
well, the thing about 3 is it was so overcomplicated compared to the other 2, and which is why they simplified it right back down for 4 and beyond.
Yep.
No, I skipped 3 when I did my playthrough last year.
You can go out and feed the chickens and empty his chamber pot.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Speaking of games that I have already played, The Outer Worlds has now shipped over 2 million units, blowing expectations out of the water.
Is that
which is
actually sales, or is that people playing it on Game Pass?
I think that's sales. I think
that's pretty awesome then.
Yeah. Amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, shipped 2 million units. I mean, that implies that they sold them, not that people got them for free. So that's fucking awesome. And it's coming to Switch, which...
Oh, okay.
Again, like The Witcher 3, I said I wanted it. It's coming to Switch, and now I've got to decide if I want to buy it. I didn't pay for it on the Xbox, so I wouldn't feel as weird buying it.
And it'd be good to support them, because the more you support them, the more likely we'll get Outer Worlds 2.
It's a fucking great game.
And there's still DLC coming to it later this year.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I'd play it again, so I could play it again on the Switch.
And murder everyone.
However, it has been delayed due to coronavirus. Although a lot of things have now.
Yeah, there's even talk like the new Xboxes and PlayStations may be delayed now.
Well, they're just whole regions of China have shut down. Yeah,
mate, I've had 4 jobs cancelled in the last week and a half.
Yeah, right.
Wow,
crazy.
I hope that clears up soon.
Yeah, so do I. So we don't all die of a horrible virus.
Where do I click like to make it go away faster?
Have you been sending thoughts and prayers? I think that's what you have to do.
Okay. So there's no Facebook page. I just have to click like.
But not too many thoughts and prayers. We sent our thoughts and prayers to the bushfires, and we got a flood. Okay, so everyone just reel this the fuck back in.
True.
Yeah,
it's too powerful.
Right
we got
level.
to coordinate.
Yeah, it's too powerful. Makes you feel like you did something, but you didn't do anything.
Remember the ice bucket challenge?
Yes.
I know. The whole big part of that was you meant to do ice bucket, but you also meant to donate money.
Yes.
But
people just use it as a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
I think the ice bucket challenge and all of those pale still in comparison to the Get Coney campaign. If we get enough likes, we're going to take down a military dictator in Africa.
Who was... correct me if I'm wrong, I think he may have already been dead at the time. Because they went and... There's a little documentary that went and interviewed people in Africa about Coney, and they're like, who fucking cares about Coney? We've got real problems. We need food.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I've got to love the internet.
We'll work out in the end.
When was that? 2010?
Oh, yeah, it would have been around
2012. Coney 2012? I forget.
Yes, 2012. I remember the 2012 part.
You know where? I bet he's on Coney Island. If I was...
Yeah.
That's where his fortress is.
I feel if he got away, it's my fault because I didn't like it.
You didn't like it enough.
I didn't hit the thumbs up.
Did you buy one of those fucking T-shirts that everyone had? Everyone got suckered into buying?
I watched the beautifully produced video, though, that church group did for it.
It makes me so cynical now, though. Like, that whole thing I think damaged... Like, stuff like that just does more damage. Because now I'm like, don't trust you. Don't trust any charity. What are you? Where's the money going?
Well, there's been charities that I've known of in the past that, hey, we're donating money, everyone donate money to this, and then they're going, okay, we're going to give half of that to that, and then we're going to save the rest for something else. And everyone, no, I gave you money for this cause. Well, you can't just now save it.
People, I think, are a little weird about charities too, because like there's this thing where you're almost supposed to not take any money at all if you're working for a charity. Like if I'm a charity, right? I'm not allowed to pay myself. There's this expectation that I can't earn a living raising money to help people. Like as an example, like if I raised $1 million, right, and just gave it all to, say, starving kids, everyone would be like, that's really great. But if I raised $20 million because I spent $10 million of that on marketing and also paid myself a bit so that I could spend all the time on it, people would be like, you piece of shit. All of that money should have gone to those starving children.
No, there does need to be, you need to cover costs as well. But
isn't it better that they got the $10 million that was left over versus the $1 million I would have got if I hadn't spent the money on the other stuff?
There were times in Australia where people have donated to, like, say, the fires, and then the charity has gone, okay, we've given this much money to the fires, we're going to save the rest for the next disaster.
Well, that's bullshit.
Which they're going to ask for money again then. That's what I'm saying. Not the, like, if that's advertising
really how it is, I don't like
costs.
But it's just this expectation that all of the money, literally all of the money, must go to the thing that you said. Otherwise, you're fucking somehow scamming them.
All the money should go to the thing that you've said, and that to me includes, like, paying people and advertising and stuff like that.
Like,
not the
non-profit. We're going to hold. Sure, you're not making a profit, but paying yourself a wage is not profit. If it's your job to raise money.
Not going to save on to this extra $15 million in case another disaster comes up.
Yeah, but I think that's different to
wages. Isn't profit.
I mean, you've got and you've got to run the charity first, right? I mean, there's rent to pay, there's photocopying to be done.
Yes,
but at the same time, if I donated $100 to the bushfire fund and I found out that they were using $10 to pay their wages, fine.
Yep,
$40 was going to the bushfire fund. Okay, and then the other $50 was going to the Aryan Nation, for example. Then
sure, that would be a problem.
You know what I mean? No, but what I mean is, like,
if $50 went to marketing, say, I think people would be upset about that. Except that would mean they make more,
get more
overall for the bushfires.
But that's not what Luke is saying.
I feel like
I get upset with the fact we're going to sit on this for the next few years and we'll work out what to do with it later.
That's bullshit. Yeah, that's dumb.
And also, can we also get rid of people who try and get you to sign up to donate in shopping centres?
I mean, yeah. On the one hand, I'm with you. On the other hand, I mean, how else do you get people to give you money for charity? I don't know how else you get people to do it.
I'll give you the change that's in my pocket. Don't make me try and sign up and donate to you every week.
No, I think that's... I don't think they want the change in your pocket.
No. They want me to sign up, and they bug me every day.
When we were in Seattle and a homeless guy asked for money, and Dave gave him a handful of fucking pennies, and he threw it on the ground, and he said, I don't want this shit. And Dave was like horrified. I'm like, but I mean, what did you expect? He doesn't want that.
Yeah.
You gave him, like, not enough to do anything with.
Yeah.
You gave him... Why it seems like a lot, they're pennies.
I mean, to be fair, if everybody did that, he might get enough to buy himself a meal. But, that was not... The interaction did not go well.
Beggars can be choosers.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.